Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Pujianti and I'm a student of Teaching Training and Education Faculty of Music. In this video, I'm going to explain about my final task of Introduction to Thesis Writing by the title Students' Difficulty in Translating English into Indonesian Text at Kresna English Language Institute course. And in my research context, the first one is I talk about language. Language is a system which is used by the people in this world to express the information or what they think to other people by spoken, written, and written. So as we know that there are various languages in this world. Every country in this world has own language, like Indonesian, Singapore, American, English, and the other countries. Of all languages, English is a language which is used to communicate by the people in this wide world. So English is very needed by the people who want to access update information about the other countries or to get science development because all newest publication is published by English like book, article, magazine, journal, and the others. So the people in this world have to master English to make them easy to understand the information or the newest publication. When we read about the information or newest publication, we need to transfer the meaning to our mother language. For this purpose, translation is one of language skills which can be used to translate language meaning. Translation is a process of transferring from such language into target language without changing the meaning and style. And when learning translation, some students find difficulty in translating the search language into target language. Based on Alderawi's 1983, general difficulties in translating are no two languages are exactly same in the term of phonological, morphological, lexical, syntactic, and semantic feature. Next is research question. There are 4 research questions. The first one is, how is the implementation of student difficulty in translating English into Indonesian text at Kresna English Language Institute? The second is, what are the students' difficulty in translating English into Indonesian text at Kresna English Language Institute? The third is, what are the factors causing the students' difficulty in translating English into Indonesian text at Kresna Language Institute? And the fourth is, what is the strategy used to solve the students' difficulty in translating English into Indonesian text at Kresna Language Institute? In my literature review, I talk about the first one is translation. Definition of translation, based on Zilgang 2006, translation is all dimensions of the search language, including linguistic organization, author intentions, feelings, style, and time, and should reproduce the entire text naturally, smoothly, and as close to the original as possible in the target text. And the type of translation, Jacobson 1959 states that there are 3 types of translation. The first is intralingual translation, the second one is interlingual translation, and the third is intersemiotic translation. And for the method of translation, based on Newmark 1988, said that there are 8 methods of translation. The first one is word to word, second is literal translation, the third is factual translation, and the fourth is semantic, the fifth is adaptation, and the sixth is free translation, seventh is idiomatic translation, and the last one is communicative. And the second one is I talk about students' difficulty. Translate such language into target language is difficult. And the translators need to choose the closest word to what writers mean. Some of the English words have more than one meaning in Indonesian. For example, the English word of miss. It is translated into Indonesia as nona, rindu, and tidak kenal sekarang. So, the students should make the word in target language with the context. Mirmadi 1991 stated that translation difficulties that usually occur are lexical problems and syntactic problems. And the third one is I talk about facts. Nababan in 1987 argues that text is the essence of language. This means that text is realized in the form of discourse is more conceptual in nature. And in my research method, the first one is I use in the research design. This research is conducted to describe students' difficulty in translating English into Indonesian text. Thus, this research uses descriptive qualitative research in which the researcher gets information by doing interview, documentation, and tests. Qualitative research is a method that emphasizes aspects of in-depth understanding of a phenomena rather than looking problems for generalization research. And the data collection technique in this research, to obtain valid data in this research, the researcher uses three types to collect the data. Those are interview, documentation, and test. And research instrument, based on data collection technique, the researcher used some instruments to collect the data. The instruments are interview guide, list documentation, and test. And the last one is technique analysis data. To analyze the data, the researcher uses descriptive qualitative. There are three activities to analyze the data in descriptive qualitative research, such as data reduction, data display, and drawing conclusion. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.